Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Muralidhar Reddy. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. Now we are going to discussing about creating a Jenkins file, sample Jenkins file. Let's see the demo so that we'll get some idea. So far we discussed about what is Jenkins pipeline, what is Jenkins file, and what are the benefits of using Jenkins file. And also we discussed about what are the file, what are the options available in the declarative pipeline, what is the major difference between declarative and scripted pipeline. Now what we can do, we can create the sample Jenkins pipeline. There we can write the Jenkins file script. Once you understood this particular sample one, similar process will be followed for other thing. Example, clone the repository, build the code, store the artifacts in either Nexus or JFrog. The process is same only, guys. So first we can go with the sample one. Then we can go step by step process, one by one, complicated. So that you will also understand, okay, first sample one, this one, and then we are going to be added extra one by one, so that you will get more idea. Clear, right? So for that one, here we have a Jenkins, that is jenkins.techworldwithmurali.in. I'm accessing using DNS name only. And here you have to remember this particular Jenkins is running in the public network. Usually in real time, we always accessing using private only. In case if we required Jenkins installation in the private network, right? Here we have a DevOps hands-on project. There I already covered that. How do we access Jenkins using private network? It means you need to connect the client VPN to access your Jenkins. Please have a look in this particular DevOps hands-on project. Okay, fine. And then here what I'm going to do, first I'm going to create the sample Jenkins job. Here you can go to the new item. And the example I'm giving here, sample Jenkins pipeline. Okay, or hello world pipeline, whatever you can give it. Example, I'm going to showcase that hello world one. Once you understand this one, we can go with, you will be understand further topics. Now here you can see that freestyle job. When you use the freestyle job, you need to define everything step-by-step process inside the Jenkins job. Now here we have option pipeline. We can write the Jenkins file and there we can define step-by-step, so that once we trigger that one, step-by-step, we have a stages, right? Stage, right? Or stage by stage it will be executed. Okay. Now here you can select the pipeline. Now you can click OK. Now here it is creating the Jenkins sample Jenkins pipeline. Now here you can see that general one. If you want, you can define the description, and here you can see that discard old bills. If you want to be define that how many bills you want to days to keep bills, and the maximum bills needs to be keep it. Everything we can define here. If you want similar to Jenkins freestyle job, and the next one, right? If you want to be if you don't want to be allow concurrent bills, you can enable this one as well. Same thing I will show you through Jenkinsfile, or automatically it will be select this particular one when you define inside the Jenkinsfile later sometime. Okay, and also here you can come down and also build periodically, similar as I said, trigger options declaration, right? There we have a cron tab, right? That when you define the cron tab inside the Jenkins file, this build periodically automatically select and it will be place that particular value. Okay, and then you can come down poll ACM. If you define the poll ACM, here you can see that. And then here most important, guys, definition, this particular pipeline. And here we have two options, guys. One is pipeline script from SCM. Pipeline script means you can directly define here pipeline, the particular Jenkins pipeline block, everything step by step we can define. Okay, we can define. And then if you want to be define pipeline script from SCM, example, if your Jenkins file is available, example, you can take the user registration. Your Jenkins file is available here. You can define the particular Jenkins file path. Okay, you can define the Jenkins file path as well. Okay, first what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you pipeline script so that you will get some idea. Now here you can select here, and here you can see that script. You need to define the script, but I'm not sure what are the things. How do we set up? For that one, here you can see that try sample pipeline, and here we have a hello world one. First, you need to be understand hello world one. Then you can define GitHub plus Maven. We can define everything. Okay. Now you can select here hello world one. Select this, and here you can see that, as I said earlier in discussion, we have a pipeline block open close, and then we have a agent any, means it will be run either in the master node or slave node, whatever. And then here you can see the stages. Inside the stages, we can define the multiple stages. Example, I have defined the stage hello and then steps. Example, I'm using echo command to print the particular value. So this is the sample one. Okay. Again, I'm repeating pipeline block. We need to be define that agent and then stages. Again, I'm repeating in this particular pipeline block, we need to define only one stages. Inside the stages, we can define the multiple stages. Now you understood, right? This is the sample one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply this one and save this one. Okay. Now we have done this one. The Jenkins freestyle pipeline job is set up. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to build this particular one. Now you can click this build one. Now if you see here, build is running. The build number is 1. Now here it is completed. Now wait for a few seconds. Now you can run this one. Now if you see here, it is completed. Now you can click this one and here you can see that the particular logs related to pipeline. Okay. Here you can see the who has started, Murali already started, and pipeline where it is running in the master node only. Okay, even if you mention any, because we haven't configured any slave node, that's why it is not running. And here you can see that what is the particular path, workspace, everything. And here we mentioned that echo command, right? Echo command, it will print the data. Now here you can see the finish success. And also here you can see that end of pipeline, and here you can see stage, whatever stage is running, right? Everything you can able to see it here. Now you understood this one fine, Murali. What exactly advantage of using pipeline? It is similar to freestyle job, right? What is the difference? One thing is, right, if you go to that pipeline view overview, and here you can see that, here you can see the pipeline overview, the particular build, and here you can see that it started. It is hello, whatever we gave that stage name, right? Stage name, we define that hello. Here you can see that hello. And here you can see that everything it will be displayed. What exactly, how much time will take, when it was started, where it is running, whether it is running in the Jenkins master node or slave node, everything you can able to see it here. Understand that? Everything we can able to see it here in the view format. That is the one thing. Second thing is, we don't require to configure that everything in the Jenkins job. Example, cron tab build periodically, okay, and also build discorders, everything we don't be checklist. Just we can define inside the freestyle that particular pipeline block. So when you run that next time, right, it is automatically checklist whatever we mentioned that. Later sometime also I will show you. Now you got this particular one, right? Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the configure. Okay, and then here you can come down little bit. I'm going to write another one. Here example we have given that hello, right? Now you can copy this block, open close. 1 2 3. Yeah, here you can copy this one. As I said, sorry, just copy this one. As I said, inside the stages we can define multiple. Here we mentioned that hello. Just here mentioning that this is second stage. Okay. Now here I'm giving that echo command. And why I'm showcasing here, right? Just I'm using sample one. Here I'm defining that second stage as well. Okay. Now you can apply, save it. Now we have done this particular one. Well and good. Now if you go here, go to the stages, click the stages, and here you can see that what are the stages available. Currently we have only one. That's why it is showcasing one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to build it again. Now you can click the build now. Now it is going to be built, and here you can see that build number is 2. Yeah, this is fine. Now you can go here stages, and here you can see that, guys, we have two stages. One is hello one, second one is this the particular second stage, and here you can see that the specific stages as well. Now you can click this particular one, and here you can see that particular logs as well. Everything, example, if you want to check that logs, console output, you can see it here. And in case if you want to see that pipeline overview, click this pipeline overview, and here it will be displayed in detail like hello one of the stage, and then second stage is this is the second stage. Everything you can able to see it here. Similarly, guys, once we configure with the clone the repository, build the code, everything you can able to see it here. And here you can see that how much time will take took this particular stage. Hello one it took 49 milliseconds. This is the second stage. It is took 50 milliseconds. Okay, everything it will be displayed. Okay, and when it was started, how much time it took time. Okay, how many queues we have, 2 milliseconds. When it was started 30 seconds ago. Okay, everything it will be displayed, guys. Whether it is run it manually or through cron tab, everything it will be displayed here. Now you understood, right? So this is the sample hello world one, we have created the Jenkins. We have written that Jenkins file, that particular one, pipeline open close. Now here, just I'm copying this one. Now you can go to the notepad. Just I'm pasted here. I don't want to miss this one. Example, here you have defined pipeline script. I have defined here. Example, someone is deleted this one. Example, someone by mistakenly deleted this one. They have saved this particular one. This is fine. Is it possible to revert back? Is it possible to revert back? If you go and check it here, configure, whatever we have deleted the echo, here we missed everything. Example, if you see here in the stages only, right, we define that particular hello world, the particular echo command, right? The echo command we have deleted. By mistakenly or wantedly, if we deleted, is it possible to revert back? No. It means we lost the data. And then what you have to do, you need to search it existing. If you already maintain somewhere, you need to paste it here again. So instead of declaring directly inside the Jenkins job, so this is, we can call it as a Jenkins web UI. Jenkinsfile web UI. It means inside the Jenkins only we have defined this entire one. Instead of defining here, what we will do, right? What we will do, we'll be use the pipeline script from SCM. Always recommended to give this particular pipeline script from SCM. If you define here pipeline script, if someone is deleted also, you will be lost the data, everything. If you once you someone is deleted, right? Any step, any stage, right? So you can't revert back until unless you are aware. Again, you have to be define that particular one. Clear, right? Now instead of this one, what you can do, you can use pipeline script from SCM. Now you can select this particular pipeline script from SCM, and here you can see that SCM source code management. And here most important, what type of example I'm selecting Git, select this one, and here it is asking that repository URL. Go here. Here we have a user registration. I'm copying this particular user registration in our entire DevOps course, right? We are taking that microservice user registration. So just copy this one and go to the Jenkins job, and here you can define here. Now we done this one. It is throwing the error because of we haven't installed the Jenkins in the particular Jenkins server. Let me do this one. Yum install. We haven't installed the Git, guys. That's why it is throwing the error. Now I'm installing yum install Jenkins. This is the Jenkins server, guys. Okay. Now it is installing. Okay, super. Now after you save it, right, you won't be see this error. Just save it, apply save, and then you can go to the configure again. Now you can come down, and here most important, here we define this particular repository URL. That is fine. And here, if it is the private one, currently temporarily we gave that public one. This particular repository we gave that public one, so you don't require to define any credentials here. But in real time, we always define the credentials only. Example, what I'm going to do here, I'm giving that Jenkins global username with password, and here my username is techworldwithmurali @gmail.com. And then here most important, GitHub, it will support only username with the token, right? And this is my token. Example I have given here, and then here I'm giving the GitHub cred or credentials, whatever, guys. Cred or credentials, both are same only. GitHub cred, and then here you can give it, save it, and then here we can select the particular one. Here most important, guys, one of the most important, you really worked on it, they can easy to know. Asking this question, Murli, you are saying you have multiple Java-based applications, you have multiple repositories, you are saying like you have configured with Jenkins. So how do we authenticate GitHub repository through GitHub repository to Jenkins? What credentials you have used? If you say like, hey, creating the Jenkins job or the particular GitHub repository, we have given my credentials, immediately they understand, okay, this person is not working in the real time. The reason, right? In real time, we won't be define our credentials. The reason, in case if you left the organization, your credentials won't be work. It will be impact. Instead of using your credentials, what we'll do, right? We'll be create the separate credentials. Separate credentials we can call it as a service account. Example, DevOps. Username is DevOps. The particular token will be defined, and it will be use that particular username DevOps and token for entire repositories. Instead of defining that our username and password. Again, I'm repeating. Please don't tell in the intro level. We will be use that our username and password. No, we won't be use it in the real time. Our practice purpose, fine. Okay. Now fine. Now currently it is public one. I'm not defining it. Just you can click the none. And here most important, what is the branch name? Here we mentioned that master branch. And here you can see that scripted path. That is the Jenkins file. Now you can copy this one. Go to the user registration. Now I'm going to create here. Create a Jenkins file. Create a file, new file. And then here I'm giving that a file name is Jenkinsfile. J is a capital. And here you can see that you can define the particular pipeline, the particular Jenkins file. Okay, now you can define here. If you see here, I have defined the particular one. Instead of directly defining inside the Jenkins job, what we did, right? What we can do, we can create the Jenkins file in the specific repository, and then we can call that, we can mention the particular repository or the particular Jenkins file inside the Jenkins job. Okay, now we can go here, commit the changes, commit this one. Now if you see here, we have created the Jenkins file, and there we have defined this particular one. And also here you can see that Jenkins file. Here you have to remember, any repository, usually Jenkins file will be created in the root path only. Root path means in the main folder only will be created. In case if this particular Jenkins file is created in the different folder, example inside the SRC, you have created the Jenkins file. Then what you have to do, instead of giving like this, you have to give this particular one. Example I'm telling guys. Usually 100% sure we'll be define this Jenkins file in the root path only instead of defining under subdirectory. Okay. In case if we have, you need to define like this. Example inside the SRC we have a Jenkins file, will be declared like this. Okay. Clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions? Here you can see the script path, Jenkins file. Now you can go apply, save it. Now I have done this one. Instead of declaring inside the Jenkins job directly, what we did, we have created the Jenkins file in the GitHub repository. We have defined the particular GitHub URL, everything, and we have defined the Jenkins file as well. Now if you go here, click the build now. If you click the build now if you go and check the logs, okay, it is throwing the error. Let's see what exactly error. And here it is showing that git fetching, okay, could not remote master. Okay, let me wait for, okay, this is the main branch guys, not the master. You have to change it to main branch. Okay, now you can go here. Here it is throwing that could not find that particular remote. The particular master branch, it is not available. That's why it is throwing the error. Now what I'm going to do, go to the Jenkins job. Instead of master branch, what you have to do, you need to define the main branch. Main branch. Okay. Okay, now here you can give it main branch. Now you can apply, save it. Okay, super. Now we have done this one. Now you can click the build now. Now you can go here. Now the job is running. Now you can click this particular one. And here you can see that specific Jenkins job is running fine. And it very successful as well. We have defined the two stages, right? Stage 1 and stage 2. And here most important, if you see here, started by Murali. Okay, that is reading from Jenkins file. It is reading from where it is reading from? It is reading from, tell me, it is reading from our GitHub repository. It is reading from our GitHub repository. Inside the GitHub repository only, right, we have defined the Jenkins file. It is reading from that particular Jenkins file. It is trying to build that particular one, whatever we mentioned. Inside the Jenkins file, we have defined that two stages. One is hello stage. Second one is, this is the second stage. So here you can see that in the logs also, here we have a hello one, and the second stage is, this is the second stage. Whatever echo command we gave, right, the specific stage is running. Understand, right? Instead of defining inside the Jenkins job, we always recommended to define here. Example, if someone modified here, example instead of hello world, right? Hello world, this is first stage. Example, guys. Now I have committed this one. Okay. Now I have committed this one. There was some issue. Okay. Now, if you want to be roll back, right, you can easy to roll back. You can go to that commit ID, and here you can see that what exactly changes. Here earlier it was hello world, new one, this one. We can change it to older one, and then we can run the Jenkins job. It will work. We have a tracking, right? When you define inside, when you create the Jenkins file in the GitHub, we have a tracking. But when we define directly inside the Jenkins job, if someone is deleted also, we don't have any tracking. What are the things deleted? What are the things modified? Very difficult to identify. And also, we don't have any option. Not only difficult to identify, we don't have any option. That's why I highly recommend we always define that Jenkins file in the GitHub repository. Clear, right? Any question that particular one? Again, I'm repeating. Just I wanted to show you that freestyle, the particular Jenkins Hello World one. Once you understood this particular Hello World one, later videos I will show you how do we build that particular, how do we clone the repository, how do we build that one, everything I will be show you later sometime. Any questions now? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram. And also we have a Tech World with Murali website. In this website, I already published all the DevOps related courses, DevOps, AWS, Helm, Kubernetes, DevOps hands-on project, AWS networking. Here we have a 1 month, 6 months, 1 year lifetime access available. If you want, you can enroll here. Still, if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I will try to respond as soon as possible. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next video.